Okay, gotta get set. Here we go. And yes, we are live. How you doing, folks? It is Ernie. How you doing? Oh, wait a minute. Pockets are loaded. Gotta unload them. Take these up. I am ready. I'm ready to go. I hope everybody's doing well out there. Let's see here. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will be experiencing buffering. Am I being buffered? Let's get into Rumble! Oh, that's Bruce Buffer. Yeah, I wonder why. Huh. I'm assuming that I'm coming through okay. If I'm not, just let me know. Am I here? How you doing, Michael? Was just in the middle of watching your video from earlier. Very insightful. Well, thank you. Yeah, I put out a video earlier today. And today, I wanted to talk about how to trade Bitcoin. Right now, right here. Now, Chris said something very insightful. He says, step one, go to someone who knows what they're talking about. Now, I don't claim to know everything, but I know some things. And I know that a machine that can look at things and see things and compute way faster than I can is actually a better trader than I am. Especially one that can see patterns, that can see statistical variance, that can see and measure direction and strength. And that's what I really wanted to talk about. Direction and strength. Now, most traders, what they try to do is they try to carve out an area where they think that there's a good probability that they can make a trade. And a lot of that carving out and that figuring and that technical analysis, that TA, the titty-ass stuff, is just friggin' made up. It is a pseudoscience. It is a swag. S-W-A-G. Swag, meaning scientific wild-ass guess. Of course, the word scientific is giving them much more credit than TA actually deserves. TA is not a science. It is a pseudoscience. It is more of an art form. The only people that really do well in TA are those people who are entirely intuitive and experienced. And it's not TA that is making them money. It is their intuit and their experience. Of course, everybody has grabbed onto this idea that TA somehow exposes those great opportunities. What is a great opportunity? How do you know? Do you know what the actual edge is? Is it back-tested? No. Nobody that's using TA is back-testing. Sure, there's a few automated traders out there that think they're doing back-testing. They think that by configuring their strategy and then going back and seeing how it performs over a long period of time and then changing some of the parameters and then seeing how it performs again, and they keep on doing that until it performs really well, they think that that's friggin' back-testing, but it's not. It is adjusting your strategy to work perfectly for something in the past, called curve fitting. Then there are those that think that they can do something called forward walking or Monte Carlo simulations. Again, all. I said I wouldn't swear. I almost swore. It is bullshit. So what do the pros do? The pros do statistical and other higher forms of math analysis of the markets. They recognize patterns, they look for similarities, they look for conditions, they look for environment, and find similar things that have a high degree of probability because they've seen it happen many times before. Or actually, the machine has seen it happen many times before. They program the machine to see these things that they can't see, that I can't see. And that's what we've done with PatternCast. All right, where am I going with all of this? I'm saying TA is BS. Tabs. TABS. There's your new acronym. All these traders are taking tabs. Yeah, like acid. They think they're seeing truth. They think they're seeing opportunity, but they're not. On top of that, they have no idea what risk is, how to play risk. They think they have to manage risk. How do you manage losers? If you're constantly focused on managing losers, then that's what you're going to do. You're going to get really good at losing. All right. Where was I going? Oh, the fundamentally different or unique or innovative way that PatternCast looks at the market. First of all, it is a pattern recognition machine that essentially gives us kind of a vector physics approach to the market. Now, some of you may know what I'm talking about, what a vector is, and vector physics. A vector in a 2D world, because a chart is basically 2D, all right? In a 2D world, a vector is a force imparted upon something with a certain force and in a certain direction. So it has a magnitude of force, a magnitude, and direction. So in the trading world, that could mean how high or how much it's going up or down. What kind of strength does the market at this point in time, based on statistical analysis, pattern recognition, seeing all these different things come together and seeing it happen before, what are the odds of it going up or down? See, we don't always have that sort of definitive idea. Is it like a binary choice, up or down? You know, and then you apply whatever your position size is, or you go all in like most, degenerate traders. And you put it all in, and you go up, then it goes down, and then you say the world is against you. Or if it goes with you, you think it's going to go to the moon, and all you can see are Lambos and hoes. That's not the real world. The real world is much more nuanced. Sometimes it's up strong, sometimes it's not so up strong, sometimes it's ambiguous, it doesn't know whether it's up or down. And in fact, that was our last signal last night. Now, it may be completely different today. So, what I'm going with this is that this is how the PatternCast Bitcoin signals work. They tell us if there is a positive or a negative bias on the market and by how much. How many times, what statistical probability, what is the strength, what is all the evidence that's saying, should we go up or go down? And every day, it looks at that within these sort of myopic glasses. It looks at 4 days at a time. It's always looking at 4 days at a time because we feel that 4 days is about the limits of any kind of predictability in a market. We use daily bars to do this, so we feel like 4 days or 4 bars is about as a stretch. That is the limits to what we can statistically or give direction, give a vector analysis of 4 days within the next 4 days. And then that window moves 1 day to the next day. It may be a different view then. It may confirm the day before, but then it may go, well, now things have changed a little bit. It looks kind of wishy-washy. I don't know if I'm going up or down. So the vector's like this. And then the next day, the vector might be like this, a little stronger. Then the next day, it might be like this. And the next day, it might be like this. And then the next day, it will be like this. And then the next day, maybe shorten up a little bit. So that's what PatternCast does. PatternCast gives us a vector view of the Bitcoin market by examining data that goes back at least 5 years. Unfortunately, I wish we had more than that much data, reliable data. You could probably do it in one exchange, but we've chosen to instead go back 5 years and look at the mean average or volume weighted and other weighted average over some of the biggest exchanges. So we'll take 4 or 5 exchanges, and then we'll aggregate all that data, weight it, come up with some statistical happy piece of data that represents what Bitcoin actually is doing, and then that's what we analyze. Well, that's what PatternCast analyzes. So that's how it works. Do you think the full moon cycles have any effect on the markets? They could. As a matter of fact, I have created lunar strategies based on lunar cycles. And quite frankly, in some markets, they were quite accurate. Now, could it have been coincidence? Could it have just been a correlation without causation? Because there are correlations out there for some weird reason that have things that have nothing to do with each other, like making the production of vanilla ice cream to the the Dow or whatever. There are stupid correlations out there that you can find that are very highly correlated, but they have nothing really in common. It's just a coincidence. But so is our lunar cycles, though, a coincidence when they are accurately predicting people going through some kind of psychosis or baying at the moon? There are some people that have already gotten their mind just by the fact that there is a full moon that they have this thing in their head that they have to act like nuts. That could be part of it. And then they could set off other people, and that could be a sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy. Or maybe full moons reflect back, some extra neutrinos or something that affect our psyche. I don't know. I really don't know. But it is possible. And I'm not going to discount that fact. However, it is not figured into PatternCast statistical analysis, pattern recognition. So last month, Bitcoin jumped during a full moon. Humans get their feelings. Whales and traders are human. Yeah, that's what I said. But a lot of people were also saying that Bitcoin, its correlation with gold doubled, and all these Bitcoin pundit dipwads were repeating this idea that the correlation doubled when they have no idea what they're talking about. They have no idea what that meant to double, or that it was significant, or the fact that over a month something started to correlate for a short period of time, that somehow that meant something when it really means nothing. All right, so there are people out there that will perpetuate a talking point without having any knowledge whatsoever about what that means. And then they will take it for gospel as if that does mean something, it's significant. Now, all of a sudden, Bitcoin and gold, they're like the same thing. They're trying to have some sort of confirmation bias, lift up in their minds that somehow Bitcoin is the equal to gold. It's the digital gold, gold 2.0. Because now the correlation is doubled. Right? Isn't that what they said? Doubled? Yeah? Yeah, doubled. Friggin' idiots. The whole Bitcoin crew out there on YouTube, they're friggin' dipwads. They are tards. I don't want to use the R word because, YouTube might come down on me if I use the full word. But they are tards. They are tards. Unbelievable. Correlation is doubled. That is the most idiotic thing I have ever heard in my life. And there are supposedly financial pros that are repeating this garbage. Correlation is doubled. It means nothing. The fact that two things correlate within a small period of time means nothing. The fact that they correlate even over a long period of time, unless there is something that is common between them, still might mean nothing. Like the production of vanilla ice cream and the movement of the 20-year bond. Seriously, you can go and look up correlations, and you'll find some of the most asinine correlations that are out there that actually exist. just to prove the point that sometimes things are correlated, but it means nothing. And particularly when they only correlate for a small period of time, definitely means nothing. So Michael, don't mistake this for being bearish. I am neither bearish nor bullish. I am whatever PatternCast tells me to be, or whatever my sensibilities tell me to be, my analysis. And right now, PatternCast is telling me to be kind of like on the fence, a little wishy-washy. Don't know if I'm going up or down. So to me, that does not invalidate the previous signal, which is it thinks that Bitcoin is going to go up, that it's going to recover from this. And if we take a look at the current state here, we can see that Bitcoin is in the process of putting in this really what looks like a very strong bullish hammer. Now, that may be true. Now, bullish hammers work out about 64 to 67% of the time, depending on the conditions. So this may, in fact, be a bullish hammer, and we may be going up from here. And then, from that point of view, PatternCast would be right. Now, I think that is possible. I think that we're going to probably do something, I don't know, something like this, and then maybe this. I still think we're going down, but if we don't, there's a distinct possibility that we could go the other direction. So there is that other possibility that we keep on going up, probably to this, maybe all the way up to here. That's possible. See, because right now we are in the middle. We don't know. PatternCast doesn't know up or down. We've had 4 calls so far from PatternCast. One that predicted that we were going up right about here, and we went up a little bit, 150 points or so. Then it predicted we were going down to right here, from here to there. Then it predicted we were going to go up, and we didn't. We went down. But about the next day, then, it predicted that we were going to go up, right about here. All right, so if you take it all together, right now, PatternCast is break even to a little bit positive on the first 4 calls. From my point of view, that's okay. I mean, the service is brand new, and over a longer period of time, it'll work out. We've been watching this for quite some time, and I'll tell you, it's fantastic. It performs basically the same way that PatternCast on our other service performs, which is phenomenal. So I'm really excited about the future here. So what I really wanted to talk about, though, was how PatternCast is going to express these calls. We are not going to be providing a entry and a target. Well, we might provide it. We'll provide a target. We'll provide a direction, an indicator about how strong that direction is, and what we think that move will be. That's what we will provide. That's what PatternCast will provide. And today it said it's about 51% up and 49% down, or something like that. So that's not enough, I don't think, to make a decision. Do I think Goldman Sachs will buy Bitcoin at 10K? That I don't know. That's a question that really out in the left field there. I'm sure Goldman Sachs, like with anything, they buy to get things in their inventory. They'll buy it at every price. How much of it they will buy at each price will be a different story. What do you think of decentralized finance? MakerDAO, for instance. I'm not familiar with MakerDAO, but decentralized finance, I'm not exactly sure how that will work. So nobody owns the finance. Everybody owns the finance. I don't know. I don't know what the business model is or how that works in the larger context. I mean, right now we do have a kind of decentralized banking system. They're all kind of out there doing their own thing. Sometimes they they bandy about. Last month in July, Bitcoin dumped during a full moon. Still on the moon! Is gold in a FOMO right now? Well, gold can't be in a FOMO. Only people can be in a FOMO. Just like only people can shoot and kill people. Guns don't kill people. Gold doesn't make people rich. People make people rich. So only people can FOMO. Is it FOMO right now? And how long can we expect it to go up? Wow. We don't have any signals on gold in the past couple days. Let's take a look. Let's go to GC, futures, gold, futures. And that looks pretty strong now. Definitely looks pretty strong. Are there people that are FOMOing? Absolutely. Absolutely. Where's the market right now? That's, I guess, a more important thing. Where is the market? Let's look at the Dow. So the market's down a little bit, but not terribly. Of course, there is this rumor going around somehow that, or the big story is the inverted 2 to 10 year spread, which to me isn't really that significant. I think they're making way too much out of it because the rest of the yield curve isn't really inverted, nor is it flat. Just the short end of the yield curve is inverted. And that's far away from having the whole yield curve inverted. And so I think all of that is just total hype. Total hype. The market is strong. And even if it was inverted, that is usually, it may be a precursor to every recession, but usually it doesn't happen for another year to 18 months after that inversion. And so right now, we do not have a fully inverted yield curve. We only have the short end of it inverted. That's it. So I think that it really is much ado about nothing. There was another person that I was watching today, another YouTuber, Tard, who said the market went down today because of the 210. Well, no, it didn't go down because of the 210 inversion. The market has been inverted on the 210, and more specifically the 2.5, since February. February. How do I know this? Well, I plot it every day. I look at it, and I'll show you. I will show you. All right. This is the yield curve since February of 2018. The blue is February 2018. You can see we have a steepening yield curve. That's what one would consider a healthy yield curve, relatively healthy. Even then, they were thinking it was flat, or at least the naysayers, the tards. And then January of this year, it flattened out. And in fact, if you look very closely, you'll see that the 2-year to the 5-year is inverted. It is actually 2-year is higher than the 5-year. Now the 2-year is a little bit higher than the 5-year, not quite as high as the 10-year, about even. It hasn't really changed all that much at all since January, and now it's August. So what's the deal? The only thing that's changed is that we've made what's called a parallax move, where the entire curve has dropped down from short to long and stayed relatively at the same steepness. This is not an inversion. Sorry. Go and tell your friends, if they say it, they're frigtards. Yeah, that's another one. Not just tards, they're frigtards. That's like an effing tard. All right. The market went down because of painting of Bill Clinton in a blue dress. I saw that. I saw that. I guess that was, one of his fantasies on Pedo Island. We're in a bull pennant on the 1 hour. Who cares about the 1 hour? The 1 hour is insignificant. I know a lot of people like to think in terms of fractals, but yeah, it's insignificant. Look at the daily, look at the weekly. Don't use the 1 hour to try to predict which way Bitcoin's going. Any possibility Bitcoin can go lower to make some good accumulation. Of course, there's always that possibility. Going against bubblehead Tom Lee's prediction. Tom Lee is the ultimate frigtard. How that guy keeps on getting invited onto talking head shows. Oh, that's it. He's a big head and he talks. Dizzy. All right. So what have we covered here? We've covered the fact that correlation is not evidence of causation. That not all correlated things are really correlated because they have something in common. Correlation within a very small period of time is indicative of nothing! What else did we cover? Oh, gold, is it FOMOing? Gold doesn't FOMO. People FOMO. Right? We covered that. We covered pattern recognition as opposed to TA bull S. Bull crap. That TA and the way people do backtesting is bull crap. They are frigtards. The only proper way to do backtesting is by looking at it from a statistical point of view and recognizing patterns. Very complex patterns. Most of us can't see them. And then finally, we wrap that up with the idea that the market is coming down. The market is in crisis mode because of an inversion in the yield curve, which really hasn't changed. That inversion hasn't changed since the beginning of the year. We haven't changed all of a sudden to an inversion. It's already been inverted for 7 months. And only on the short end. We've had a parallax move down, which is okay. Lower interest rates is good for everybody. All eyes. I'm holding my Bitcoin, until the halvening. Then I will sell them all and keep one for long term. We'll pump crazy before it. Yeah, I'm waiting for that. I don't believe it, but I'm waiting for it. Especially the economic uncertainty that will continue towards that date, of which has nothing to do with Bitcoin. There is no economic uncertainty. The only economic uncertainty out there is being pushed by the left to try to force the market into some sort of apoplectic condition in hopes that they will gain some kind of political advantage for the upcoming election. The market is strong. There are rhinos out there that think everything's going to hell in a hand. All right. Starting to get a hoarse voice. I didn't yell at anybody in particular, but I did yell. And so that makes me feel a lot better. And I hope it made you feel better too. It is now 2:32 on the eastern seaboard. I am getting ready to hop over to Martha's Vineyard. It's just a hop and a skip and a jump for me. I live very, very close to the coast and just hop on a ferry, hang out over there for a little while. But you'll still see me. I'll be broadcasting on a daily basis. I have a setup there with everything. Frank says the only economic insincerity is the Fed and the Trump relationship. No, there's no insincerity there. Trump friggin' hates the Fed. That's the only, and that's not insincere. That's about as sincere a hatred as you can possibly imagine. Trump friggin' hates the Fed. He thinks they're frigtards, and they are. Because they pretend like they actually know what's going on, and they don't. That's why they pulled back on interest rates. They overshot. Which they never should have done in the first place. Actually, they should just leave the friggin' thing alone and let the market decide which way the rates go. That's what they should do. Just let the markets decide. All right. I am done. I don't have any other points other than that I want to leave you with this point about PatternCast. It is the PatternCast for Bitcoin. It is a brand new service. It's only a few days old. Actually, tomorrow it'll officially be 1 week old. There's a special on it until the end of this month on September 1st. And we're offering a whole year subscription. And that includes the vectors, or the signals, the trade signals, and our world-class trade room, where you get to hear me yell all day. No, that's not true. But you'll get to talk to a lot of other people who have been trading PatternCast for a while and gain insight, and there's a lot of money to be made. A lot of money to be made in this market. And I believe that PatternCast is the best opportunity to do that. I really do believe that. I believe that with all my heart. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm devoting everything to this thing. And PatternCast goes way beyond markets. And that's the really cool thing. But we're going to make our millions first on this, and then we're going to move to other markets. But we're starting slow. Starting very slow, gaining an audience. And you can be part of that initial push. It's only $3.50. Go down, click the link below. Make sure you hit that like button. Hit the like button now. Go down there right now. Hit the like button and share this. Tell your friends about this. I'm going to have an affiliate program, by the way, on PatternCast where you're going to be able to bank it. You bring in people. You won't have to bring in too many, 2 or 3 people, and you'll make enough to pay for your entire PatternCast membership. And then you can sell as many as you want. You can become rich on it, for all I care. Enjoy some good drink with some good smoke. Oh, that's for sure. We'll be doing that and watching lots of sunsets. I'll be sending the pictures back. I'll be broadcasting. Don't worry. You won't miss a beat. All right. Thank you all. Tell a friend. If you do anything, tell a friend about this. Tell a friend about this show. Tell them that they too can be yelled at. Thank you very much. We'll see you all. Got to click the off button. Bye.